community that cares enough to come out and show up for our sister's heavenly birthday.
Woo!
Let's shout out.
Yeah!
Happy heavenly birthday, Deona Marie.
Happy heavenly birthday! Woo!
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I do believe, and we are people of varying faiths and some people with no faith, but what I believe is that once we transition to the other side, we're in paradise. So she's better off where she is than we are right here. There's an African proverb that says we should cry when children are born and celebrate when our loved ones depart from this earth.
I remember.
Because we know that in this life, right, there are troubles, there are tragedies, there are heartache, and that's doubled and multiplied numerously if you are a person of color or if you are a marginalized person in our society. So it was a bittersweet end to Deona Marie, but her name is known across the country now.
Amen.
For her life that was taken here. So we got to make sure that we are fighting. We want this man who killed Deona Marie charged with a hate crime. Yeah. He needs to be charged with a federal hate crime. Right? The people, the brave people who held him till the police came to arrest him, which is not a situation where, oh, y'all don't want police, now you call police and need police. That's just how the system's set up, because they didn't want it to just be handled the way it could have been handled.
Right.
If we decided, okay, nobody's calling the police. So he was held. The people that held him said they did not spell alcohol on him at all, but because of his white privilege, the police tried to put out a statement they believed alcohol was involved. Mm-hmm. We don't believe that. Right. Any more than we believe that our brother Winston Smith fired on the U.S. Marshals.
Right.
Because we don't believe that.
We don't believe that.
That bullshit.
That's bullshit. That's that bullshit.
So I smell the sage. Thank you.
Yes.
For bringing that energy and that peace into that place, into this place where there has been so much pain and so much tragedy. Right, so we're people living our lives when we have our own cares and concerns and burdens that we have to deal with, and then we take on the responsibility of advocating for those who cannot advocate for ourselves. So I want you to give yourselves a hand. Woo-hoo! Because y'all came out seeing what happened out here last night, the disgrace of the law enforcement coming around and flattening tires.
Yeah, right.
Puncturing them on the side where they know you can't get a plug, you have to replace the tire. If you tow that car, you're gonna mess up, you know, the tire and the rim. Mm-hmm. So how are you gonna get your car out of the impound lot? You can't drive it. You gotta have another tire. They did 2 tires, who's got 2 spares, right? Right. So that's that bullshit.
It's that fuckery. It's that fuckery.
So we always have to remember that the police will continue to try to spin the narrative like, well, we opened up the streets because it wasn't safe. What wasn't safe is the U.S. Marshals entering that parking lot.
Right. Sit.
What wasn't safe was the over-militarized response to peaceful demonstrators here.
Right.
Yesterday afternoon and last night.
Right.
I've also heard that they called for the U.S. For the National Guard.
100 on standby. 100 on standby. 100 on standby. Yes, on standby.
And I'm going to say to all the people who just put those beautiful words up on that parking ramp, that's love. Mm-hmm. That's love. And you know, I spray paint. I don't know how they did that. So I make banners, like I made these banners. I'm not sure how I would have been able to like
upside down.
Put the letter the right way or not fall off. So, I'm giving a shout out to the love.
Hey, that's that art.
Let it known. Let it be known.
Yes.
Even if we're not here, they're gonna see that. Because that's the truth. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Yep. Right?
And we're here so we can tell our truth, so we can speak our truth, and continue to do the work, continue to grow. Because we are family, and like many families, some of us get along, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And then we just keep moving, right? We work it out. Sometimes we work it out, sometimes we don't, just like a family.
Right.
But one thing we will do, those of us who are dedicated and working with integrity and committed to the cause of justice, we will continue to be out here day in, day out, doing work behind the scenes as well. Right? So everything's not in the streets that we do.
Right.
Right? And aside from just organizing and getting an event up and reaching out to all, of the groups that we work in solidarity with, and the marches, and having someone come out, plan a route, do some surveillance, see what's going on. We also have people that are working and writing legislations, right? Holding press conferences, such as happened when Winston Smith was killed, to denounce the police narrative. Because we know that the police said he was wanted for murder. That's that bullshit.
It's that bullshit.
Right, he wasn't. So, me personally, I don't even pay attention to what the police say. All I know, they kill one of us, we need to hit the streets.
Say that.
That's that real shit.
We know that we see white people taken alive, white people who have killed multiple police officers even, taken in alive. But we can't be taken alive even unarmed. And it's an issue. And the fact that it was so negligent for them to be in this space intentionally without body cameras. That they would try and say that they found, that he had shot, that there were, slugs in the car. When the witness survived, thank God she survived, to tell the truth. And let's give a shout out to the witness who was in the car. She is standing on her truth, and she is not bending. She has lawyered up and said, he did not have a gun, he did not shoot. So I am so thankful for her, for standing for Winston Smith. And when she stands for Winston Smith, she stands with all of us. Because she helps us own that truth. Right? So I have not met her, I'm not sure of her name, but I am thankful for her that in that tragic moment, in the aftermath, that she has told the truth. She didn't go somewhere and hide from the U.S. Marshals. She told the truth, right? And that's what I always believe in. Let's just stand in our truth, whatever that may be. And so the harsh truth is that our sister Deona Marie is not here today. But it's just beautiful because we're saying her name and we're going to keep her memory alive. And I hope that we're out here again next year on her birthday to honor and remember her. Because we know we'll be out here also for Winston Smith. So the two of them are tied together, and it's almost like her Facebook post where she said, I went to the parking ramp and I connected with him. That's what she was saying. So she truly is connected with him now in eternity, as we are all connected here. And, it's just love that we have to send up for her, and also remember her two beautiful children that she left behind. And I hope that they're able to see what we're having here, that they'll watch it and know that we care what happened, that it matters what happened to Deona Marie. Also, her family is not here today because they're celebrating in the town where they live in their special way with their community and their family and friends. So we definitely must respect that and honor them and just send our love out to them, out in the universe, to wrap them up tight on this day where they should have been celebrating a birthday, but it's a heavenly birthday. So we have some speakers. Sometimes we just kind of put these things together on the fly. It's like, well, I thought we had an MC. We didn't have an MC, so I guess I'm up here. But I do know we have some people that are speaking. Loretta Van Pelt with Twin Cities Coalition for Justice for Jamara. She's a true ride or die. She's just out here, not for glory, not for herself. She gets it in. She's faithful at the meetings, even when her little babies were young. And they came, and there's some riders too. They be out protesting, got their fist out the window of the car.
Apple doesn't fall far
saying
from the
maybe
tree.
something we may not think they should say, but as long as they're saying about the police, it was okay. She said they can say it about the police. Okay. So Loretta, show yourself. Oh, there you are. Give a hand to Loretta Van Pelt, TCC for
I'm also bringing up Deshaun. He's also with TCC for J.
Yeah.
Give me a mic. Okay. So I know we are tired and we are angry and we are traumatized and we have had enough. We've been in the streets for over a year demanding justice, demanding accountability, demanding that when we leave our homes, we're not fearing for our lives. We can't even protest and mourn without white supremacists trying to kill us. We're sick of the mayor and his bullshit press conferences.
Yeah.
We're sick of this so-called progressive city council doing nothing.
Right.
And these corny-ass groups getting money from the city to suppress our voices. But we'll never stop being in the streets, calling out these so-called city leaders, the chief. It will not be business as usual.
Right. Right.
We demand accountability. We demand that the kill.
Yes.
I think that would be the best present for Winston Smith.
Facts.
So say her name.
Deona Marie.
Say her name.
Deona Marie.
Say his name.
Winston Smith.
Say his name.
Winston Smith.
Say her name.
Deona Marie.
Say her name.
Deona Marie.
Say his name.
Winston Smith.
Say his name.
Winston Smith. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. You can talk later because you really got it in it. You say we'll talk a little later. You got a list? Now we got organization on this side. Okay. Let's see. We got Tasha with Water Protection Camp. Oh, Camp McGeezy. Come on up, sis.
Woohoo! Yeah! Work the runway! Yeah!
Boys, thank you so much.
Bonjour, Tabiki Gisus Gishikwe, Nindushikas, Nagachi Wanang, Indunjiba, Magazian Dodem. Hello everyone, my name is Tasha Martineau. I'm from the Fond du Lac Reservation, and I'm a co-founder of Camp Magazi, which is a resistance camp in northern Minnesota where we are currently fighting the Enbridge Line 3 pipeline.
Yes! Woo!
We came down here the first day after we seen, the live streams about what happened to Winston. We were told to hold the street for as long as possible because we were told there was family, up there doing a vigil. And so we held these streets as long as possible. When the police, they came in dressed as stormtroopers, there was no dispersal, no call of unlawful assembly, and they just descended on us, like dogs looking at a piece of meat. They started releasing concussion grenades, stun grenades at the media. Not even those of us holding the line, at the media. And our media person, JP right here, they're two-spirit, they're constantly putting themselves, on the line. They're constantly holding
Yeah!
space.
Woo! Thank you. That's just powerful.
As Indigenous people, these fights ain't new to us. We've been at this since 1492.
Right.
And if we've learned one thing, during Standing Rock, that awakened the world. There is no justice on stolen land.
Right. That's right.
We looted this land from
That's
the
right.
Indigenous people. We're standing right now on the ancestral homelands of the Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota people and the Anishinaabe.
Right.
They sold this land, and then on the backs of black people, they built these cities.
Right.
So oftentimes people are, they're upset. They're upset about looting. They're upset about fires.
Huh.
Who built this country?
Hello.
Who built
Hello.
this country?
Right. Who built it? Hello.
We're down here, because since George Floyd, the solidarity between BIPOC people has never been stronger. I watched Columbus discover the sidewalk because of the solidarity with it.
Yes.
You know, we were supposed to head back up north yesterday, but we decided that we were going to stay here and help hold the line, you know, because as water protectors, that's what we do. You know, protect the sacred goes deeper than protesting a pipeline.
Right.
Protect the sacred means I recognize you,
Yes.
you, and you to be just as sacred as me.
Right. Amen.
You know, at Camp Legacy, when we say Black Lives Matter, we mean that.
Yes.
We live that.
Yes.
You know, that's not just a hashtag that you put on your Facebook.
Right.
If you're using Black Lives Matter as an excuse to just march and riot and loot, that's fucking racist.
Right. That is.
Black Lives Matter is about protecting black people,
Right.
supporting black women, empowering black men, and putting yourselves in these streets so that black children can grow up safely.
Right. Yes.
You know, it's bittersweet today, you know, that today's Deona Marie's birthday. The other day, you know, I watched her friends find a sign that she had made for Winston Smith. It still had her blood on it. Before you leave this circle, before you leave this space, I want you to take a moment to look around at the people around you. This is your family now. This is your support system. Oftentimes at activists, we find a fight and we bury ourselves there. We let the fight become us. You know, we forget who it is we are. So take time when you leave here to utilize self-care. Because I don't want to hear about another comrade losing their life.
Right.
Make sure you're taking care of each other. You know, we talk about self-care a lot, but community care is also extremely important.
That's right. That's right.
You know, as an Indigenous person, racism, you know, that's something I face every single day. I know the statistics that my children face. I know the statistic that I face as an Indigenous woman. You know, those statistics of MMIW, I live that every single day. But I can't begin to tell you what it's like to be a black person in America. I can't tell you what it's like to be a black woman raising black children in America. I can't tell you what that's like, because my son, he is just as beautiful as his father before him, but he was born with his privilege. You know, his blood may be as Indigenous as mine and his sisters, because we come in all shades and colors, but he was born with white privilege. You know, from the blue in his eyes to the blonde in his hair. I know my son can come home safely after going to a gas station to purchase some Skittles. I know my son isn't going to be targeted because he fits a description. We can't say that for our black relatives. You know, and the whole Blue Lives Matter thing, nobody's born blue.
Yeah.
Take that off.
Right. Hello, nice.
You know, our black relatives, they can't take that off.
No.
They're black 24/7. Police are blue, what, 12 hours a day?
Zero.
So I just want to say, you know, tonight, if the police do arrive, stand next to McGeezy if you're willing to hold the line. You know, look us out. We're wearing the patches that say Camp Legacy. Use your body, use your privilege, and prioritize black people because they need to make us home safe. Miigwech.
Woo!
When I say native lives, you say matter. Native lives.
Matter.
Native lives.
Matter.
Native lives.
Matter.
Native lives.
Matter.
Ever since I've come into the movement, we have always worked with the Native and Indigenous community, and they have always been there for us, so we try to show up for them as well. You know, as we have a similar history in America, because we were not, our ancestors did not come as immigrants, right? We were enslaved, and Indigenous people were already here, and then we both had our horrific experiences which continue. So we have tied history together. So thank you for coming out and sharing your truth and what you had to say. Next on the mic, we're going to bring up someone who popped out with George Floyd, just doing amazing, great work, and developed a new format of protest where he would just, pop out with some lawn chairs and sit down in front of someone's home and have a direct action. Say, let's talk about this person, and it was just, he was on top of it, with that. And I love to see, when he does that, we just have a conversation. So, Toussaint Morrison, please come on up. On-site public meeting.
Give it up for Monique and all the people that put together today's action.
Yeah!
Like all the organizers. JFA, the folks on motorcycles, the people holding the line over there, Dax, y'all putting your lives out here, people that have been out here for over a year, because we're not going anywhere. That's the whole point. Y'all ain't going nowhere.
Right.
There ain't nowhere to go but forward. We're not going back. We're not going backward. We're going to keep going forward. And the idea is that when they said earlier, look around you, and this is your community. This is your family at the table. These are the people you're working with, the people that you're out here in the streets with. And we all know that it could have been any one of us. That could have been our name right here. And yet Deona placed her car right there. And as DJ said earlier, probably saved 10 people from getting mowed down by Nicholas Krause. And folks like King Demetrius Pendleton named Nicholas Krause within the first 2 hours. This man right here did something that Minnesota Public Radio News refused to do for the first 48 hours.
Thank you. That was him.
Georgia Ford, a black woman, independent journalist, did the thing that took Star Tribune a week to do.
Yes.
An entire floor of journalists at Star Tribune couldn't do the right thing before a black woman, independent journalist, could. Nice. Georgia Ford called them on their lie of saying that Winston Smith was a murder suspect, and then got it straight, and then it took Star Tribune a week to apologize on that man's name. This is the city you live in, and this is the city you're changing. June 4th, NPR News said that Winston Smith had a gun and a spent cartridge, according to the BCA. NPR News became a mouthpiece for the cops. They put out propaganda. They named a black man that had just been put into the ground and justified law enforcement's actions.
Bullshit.
I'm gonna say that again. They named a black man who had been put into the ground by the U.S. Marshals and then justified the U.S. Marshals' actions.
That's that bullshit.
Somebody say that ain't right.
That's that bullshit.
Say that ain't right. News says on June 14th is that a 35-year-old St. Paul man has been booked on suspicion of vehicular homicide. Suspicion of vehicular homicide. And that he has a history of driving while intoxicated. NPR News did not name this white man, and they gave him an excuse for murdering a peaceful protester. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
And so now we're living in a city where an unarmed black man will be lied upon, put into the ground, and they will justify his killers. But a white man who is a known murderer will not be named, he will be exonerated, and he will be justified. Shame on NPR News, shame on the Star Tribune, shame on all major media outlets that have produced this narrative, that have demonized black men for no damn reason, and exonerated white men as if they didn't do no wrong. They said they could hear Nicholas Krause's car all the way at Lund's. You can't sit here and tell me that that wasn't intentional. That's that bullshit.
Yeah, that's that bullshit.
That bullshit.
That's that bullshit.
And some of them don't even want to talk about it. They want to give you objective or subjective rhetoric. And then sometimes they give you full dismissal, they don't say anything. And then the city, Jacob Fry gets on the press conference and says, hey, they're gonna give dismissal orders before they make arrests. That's that bullshit.
That's that bullshit.
I stood right there. I stood right there as they made arrests. They arrested pedestrians. They arrested people going by for no damn reason. And they gave no just such. He should be held accountable as such. And lastly, I'll wrap up on this. Jamar Clark's murderer, Mark Ringenberg, has no fucking business in these streets.
Amen.
Mark Ringenberg has no business in these streets. I saw that man over on Bryant, and he looked at me as if I was next. He's looking at you if you're next. He was out here in riot police gear as if everybody was next. Killer cops have no place in our streets.
Right.
No place.
Right. On our payroll.
And if Mayor Fry was going to do a bit of damn anything, he would let that man go or put him on desk duty right now.
There you go. There you go.
No killer cops out here. Justice for Winston Smith. Justice for Deona Marie. Say her name.
Deona Marie.
Say her name.
Deona Marie.
Say his name.
Winston Smith.
Say his name.
Winston Smith. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tucson. Next we got Zainab with Care Minnesota. Thank you, Care Minnesota, for always showing up and being out here. Thank you so much. And then I would like, for the people who have a balloon, I know you're probably tired of holding those. If you don't mind, like, come up front. We'll do the balloon release after Zainab speaks.
Yep. After Zainab.
First of all, thank you, Monique, for organizing this for years. I don't ever have a speech prepared, and I probably should stop saying that. Deona Marie would have been 32 years old today. She should be alive. Winston Smith should be alive. Nalal Reed should be alive. George Floyd should be alive.
Yes.
Jamar Clark should be alive, Philando Castillo should be alive, and every single, the 400 some lives that have been taken by the state of Minnesota should be alive. The people in this state, including all of us, have blood on our hands, and it is time to recognize that. Derek Chauvin was convicted, and there was accountability in that case because you all got up. Because you all realize it is inhumane, it's despicable.
Right.
For a man to die in front of you and for you to not say anything. But there is 400 others that have been covered up by police stations, by BCA, by people in the state. We have a number of bills at the state of Minnesota. And some of the bills that we have is for families to be able to see their loved one's video once a cop is killed. And part of the negotiation today was the BCA coming and saying that is not enough time for them. They need a longer time.
Bullshit. That's that bullshit.
We don't get enough time to be able to say goodbye to our family members.
Right.
We don't get that warning. So why, when you kill, then if it's justifiable, tell the truth. Show us what you did and stand by it.
Right.
How many excuses will be given to you for you all to get up and say, that is unacceptable?
Right.
Thank you for all being here, because there's a lot of you. But there's not enough of you. There's more of you in this state. There's more of you that got for George Floyd.
Yes.
You all need to recognize that every time it happens, it's never justifiable. Cops are here to keep us safe. And you guys gotta realize that. They're not here. They never prevent murders. They never prevent killings. But it is your job to hold them accountable. Nobody else. Nobody else is it. So thank you all for being here. Happy birthday to Deona Marie.
Thanks, ladies.
We got some here.
Thank you, bro.
On the count of 3.
Thank you.
If everyone can say happy heavenly birthday, Deona Marie, we love you.
Unison.
Happy heavenly birthday, Deona Marie, we love you. On the count of 3, then we'll release the balloon. 1, 2, 3.
Happy heavenly birthday, Deona Marie.
We
love you. Woo! Hey! Oh, right off into the sunset. That's amazing. Woo! Happy birthday in heaven.
Beautiful. Thank you. Beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. I lost my phone. Oh, we have a lost phone. If you lost a phone, describe your screen saver. That type of phone, but we've got it up here. It is a smartphone. I will give you a clue.
Identifier is sitting right here.
So, I'm trying to find out for the marches. Are we ready to march?
Yes.
Are we ready to march?